Okay, everyone, thanks for coming back. If you're here, that means you're enjoying these classes. So I'm happy to see everybody's face. There's lots of cameras on today, which is awesome. I was getting nervous when there's no cameras on. I'm like, what are you guys doing? What's going on over there? Last week, we did Facebook campaigns, right? Just refresh my memory because I jumped around a little bit with certain scheduled, just because like Leslie and I play with the schedule a little bit. But anyway, um any ahas from last time? Any takeaways? Any success stories that you guys want to share with us? Candace, I'm sorry, I just got Chantel's email earlier, but I gave her my cell phone number for you to call me later. All right,
Okay.
for that. Any successes you guys want to share with us from last week's class, or ahas or takeaways or epiphanies? Don't make me pull it out of you because I will. I'm going to just call on people. I'm just going to call on people. I'm just going to call on Brittany because I know Brittany has something. Brittany's like, don't. Brittany's like, I'm turning my camera off.
I would love to, but I'm sad to say that I wasn't able to be here the last 2 weeks.
What?
So, and I'm still,
Wait,
I
you weren't?
know.
Hold on, you weren't here the last 2 weeks. I felt like
Yeah.
you were.
Nope.
Oh,
You don't
well,
love me as much as you say you do.
I just figured that you're always here, so I didn't.
No, and I haven't had a chance to catch up. So sadly, I'm sorry. I have nothing
That's
to
okay.
contribute.
No worries at all. Who was running some Facebook ads that they want to talk to us about? Anybody? Nobody ran anything. Even if you just ran one, like there. Candace, what's up?
So we did run one. And we got one lead yesterday, but that was the question because it didn't seem to like it came in at like 7:30 this morning. So it bounced. We have the two agents that we're doing our trial run with. So it bounced from one to the other, but then it didn't keep bouncing. And then nobody could really find where that lead was. It took us a while to find it. And then
got it. That's where you needed help with the lead routing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
but
cool.
we have one that's going, so that's good.
Oh, good. What is it?
It's discounted homes in Chesterfield, or price
that's a good
homes in Chesterfield.
Discounted, like 50% off. Red dot special.
Yeah.
Aisle 4.
Yeah.
Homes discounted homes for
well,
sale.
they are discounted.
That's so funny. Hey, this house just got a discount. Would that be funny if people were like 30% off, limited time? But anyway, it's just that's just
where
just
I'm at in North Jersey. People that would cause a riot if you tried to run that.
Pretty much. That would not actually sell for 20% off. All right, cool. Well, let's just get into it then, because I want to talk about direct mail. Who here has used Command to send a direct mail campaign? Because now there's other cool things that you can do and integrate it with Facebook, with certain neighborhoods. So who has sent one out before through Command? Anybody? Okay, cool. It's a really great feature that we have, and we partnered with a company called Real Mailers. So if you guys ever send one out and you have like technical problems, or it doesn't go out right away, I've heard like several stories about the campaigns not being sent quick enough, or sometimes it was cropped wrong. It's not KW that sends out these mailers. It's a company called Real Mailers. So you just go to realmailers.com and talk to their support, because it's just integrated with our system. So KW has nothing to do with how the cards are made and how they're shipped. So I just wanted to, I had a couple of people reach out to me like, who do I reach out to at KW about this? You got to reach out to realmailers.com. So that should give you some insight. All right. So let's jump into, here's what I want to do. First, I want to find a house to advertise. All right. So I'm just going to use this neighborhood, and I'm going to use this neighborhood right here, because the reason why I'm going to use a neighborhood is because I'm going to show you how this can relate to if you're going to send a if you're going to do a Facebook, you can do a Facebook ad for this too. And use the neighborhood as the target area. So I'll show you how to do that. But let's find a house. So I really like any house I could use, but let's use this one because it looks super cute. 49 Clark Avenue. So I just want to find it on my website. And I'm just pretending this is going to be my just listed campaign. Okay. So I just wanted to find that. And let's go into command. And then you're going to go to campaigns. And then you're going to go to create a campaign. And you're going to go to direct mail. So then, of course, you want to call this 49 Clark or whatever the address is. And what's your goal? Advertise the listing. And let's just create the campaign. All right. So now I want to pull the property from the KWLS. All right. So I want to find it, and I can click this drop down and find it through multiple avenues: property address, MLS number, listing agent. And if you guys have any questions, Elise is there. She can answer them, or she can just read them off while I'm talking if it's relevant to what I'm saying. All right. So I'm just going to grab the MLS number from the listing and look it up that way. That's the easiest and most accurate way to do it. Okay, here it is. And so what happens is a lot like, you'll notice like this is pretty similar. This looks a lot like your Facebook. This looks a lot like your Facebook campaigns, right? It's pretty much the same type of organization here. So content. We actually want to, you can upload a design that you have created. Just make sure that you have the right dimensions. But I'm going to select a template, and there are 4 templates to choose from. I can use the 4x6. I can use a 6x9, 6x11. Let's just do a 6x9 because that's a decent size. And then listing photos. All of the photos are going to be right here. Now the exclamation point says that it's a low resolution. That just means that it's not going to look bad. It just means that on print, it can be a higher resolution than internet, but it's still going to print out nicely. So let's click the image we want to use. And if you have a higher resolution image you want to use, you can easily upload it from your hard drive, but I'm just going to use this one, and you'll see how it populates up here. All right, so let's look at how it could look with different templates. I don't like this. It's chopped off. Actually, yeah, it's chopped off. It doesn't look right. You would probably find another photo. This is a nice one. I think it's clean. It's classy. This one looks good. Yeah, this one's cut off, so you might want to find a different picture. But without cropping, this is the best. It looks the best right here. Okay. Now, there's one thing I forgot to show you guys. You can, hey, Elise, can you mute everybody? Thanks. There's one thing I forgot to show you guys, tracking. All right. Tracking is the ability to add a QR code to the postcard. So in order to do that, you have to create a landing page. So let's back up a little bit, and I'm going to go into landing pages and just create one really quickly so I can add it to the postcard. And what happens is when someone scans the QR code, that person's information goes into command as a lead, or the information from their cell phone. Okay, so let's go into command here, and let's go into consumer. And we want to build a landing page, and then we want to create a new page, and then create as a single property landing page.
Hey, Nick,
And yeah,
quick question, or when you have a second, could
Sure.
you explain a little bit further how it tracks the information?
yep. As soon as I make the landing page, I will show you exactly how it does that.
Perfect. Thank you.
No problem. I'm just going to create this really quickly. Branded header. And I'll do the listing. And then I'll do a lead form. Okay. So now what I need to do here is I need to configure these widgets. So I got to pull the right listing and browse listings. And I want to pull this by MLS number. And by the way, if you don't know how to create a landing page, I have a video on my YouTube channel that teaches you how to do this. Elise, if you have a second, can you just go through my command how to playlist
Yep, I got
and
it.
find that? You're awesome. It's about a 5 or 10 minute video on how to make a landing page. Save and apply. And here it is. So everything you need is right here. It took about 2 seconds to do that. Okay. Let's name
Candace
it.
has a question.
What's up, Candace?
How did you change the listing? I'm doing it on my other computer right now. How did you edit the listing?
Oh, so right here, when you add the widget and it'll say the different widgets that you have. And you just click listing and then browse and then find the one you
You
want.
first have to hit configure widgets on the bottom.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry.
Oh,
Yep.
okay. That's where I was.
Configure widgets and then listing and then browse and then you'll find it.
Okay, thank you.
So I'm going to
And
publish this.
And just a tip, a lot of times people overlook at that very top right, you have little arrows to navigate between the widgets. So they're little tiny arrows and that's how you're gonna go to each one and edit or update as needed.
Yeah, perfect. Let me save this as a draft so I can activate that landing page real quick here. All right, so let's go in here, edit campaign. All right, so here's where you're going to activate the landing page and it'll be able to track it. So once you put the photos in and you click tracking right here, then down here, landing page assigned. These are all the landing pages that you've ever created. All right, so let me find 49 Clark. It's right there, okay? And the QR code will show up on the back. So I'm going to flip it over from front to back. And it's right up here, okay? So I didn't get to the back part yet, but if you want to in terms of like what's back here, if you want to open up your phone to the camera and hold it over that code, that might be blurry. I got to back it up a little bit. If it doesn't work, I'll do it at the end so I have a better image of it. Okay, you know what? The code is blurry on this. When I finish it up, I'll be able to show you a high definition version of it. So you'll be able to scan the code. But let's hold off on that. So here's the front and here's the back. But let's continue going down here with the content. Okay. Once you pull the listing, it will pull all the information for you. It'll even pull the description from the MLS. So you can edit this. You have 1,000 characters. I would not suggest using 1,000 characters. This is actually like a perfect amount, one short paragraph. We want to choose the listing status. We'll do just listed. So then you can see here, it throws that just listed image on there, which is pretty sweet. And then we chose the images. You'll find the images down here. This is to upload one, and this is the listing images. Okay, so we got those already. Down here, if you've done your marketing profile in settings, which I'm sure everyone has. If not, go to settings and you can work on your marketing profile. I can show you where that is later. All of your information will be populated here. So we'll save. And then you want to make sure that your market center is accurate. confirm that address, and then targeting. Okay, so this is the local, we're doing local targeting, okay? We're not targeting our database. If you did want to target the database, you could send just listed or just solds to people in your contacts if you have their address, okay? You're able to send postcards out to people in your database. But we're going to do local targeting in terms of people in the neighborhood. So we're going to get to that right after this. So we'll save that. And then your budget. So you can change this later, but we'll leave it at 200 right now. But it's actually very inexpensive to do standard or first class. All right. So $164 for 200 postcards. That's pretty good. Let's save it. Now, this is the fun part. Configure the targeting. Are we sure we want to create this campaign? Yes, of course. Are there any questions in there, Elise?
No, sir.
All righty then. Just compliments. I
Yeah,
love it.
lots of compliments. I'm actually looking through your YouTube. I don't see a specific video for marketing profiles, so we might have to add that.
Oh, I don't have one for marketing profile. I have one for the landing page. Okay, so check this out. Here's the address of the property. Okay, so I'm going to back up because I'm targeting this neighborhood. So let's go to my website. This was the neighborhood right here. This funny looking thing. Right? So I want to draw a line and target this neighborhood. So here's what I'm going to do. I am going to zoom out and let me zoom in a little bit and figure out where this is. It's okay. Here we go. I'm going to draw. I'm going to do either you could do a polygon. You could do just draw. You could do a radius. Right now, what it's doing is a radius, but I don't want to just send to these homes. I want to send to the homes that are in this neighborhood. So I'm going to draw and I'm going to do this. I know that this neighborhood looks like this. Something along these lines. Okay, so here are all the homes. Here, look. So let's take a look at this. Here's the neighborhood I drew based on what this looks like. It's pretty good. Pretty good, I think. Pretty similar. Okay. But I can send to, there's 1,300 homes. That's a lot. But you don't have to send to all of those people. I'll show you how you can narrow it down. Check this out. Here's where the magic happens, people. This is a 3-bedroom house and it's a single family. So I only want to send it to single family properties. Okay. I also only want to send it to homes that have 3 beds. Okay. So already you can see some of the blue dots disappearing. All right. Now, the square footage we don't use in New Jersey, but it's small. It's probably like 1,000 to like 1,500. And then year built, let's see what it says. Doesn't say, but I could tell you that this house was probably built in the 1920s. All right, so I'm going to do built between 1900 and 1940-ish. So what's happening here is you can see like, oops, sorry guys. Let me zoom up here. You can see that it's only highlighting homes that are similar to the house that I'm advertising. So it's reduced the 13 or 1,400 homes to homes that meet this criteria. And another way you can even further reduce the amount of homes you're sending it to. And by the way, the reason why you want to reduce the amount of homes you send it to is because you don't want it to send it to people that don't really care, right? So let's hover over each of these. It'll tell you how big the house is, how many bedrooms, when it was built, and when it was last sold, and how much it was last sold for. So this property is listed for $439. Yeah, that's about right, actually. This house was sold in 2011. They paid $289. That's someone who actually might actually care that the value has gone up that much. All right. This one sold in 2008 for $290. So you can hover over. So that you can hover over them to see. And if there's one that like you don't want to send it to because maybe it was sold for like $349. This person doesn't have much in the way of equity. You know, they have like 90,000 maybe, which is a lot. But let's just say you don't want to target this person. You just click remove. And then that's another way to narrow it down. But it's cool because you get to send it to people who have the same dimensions, same square footage, same number of beds, baths, when it was built, you know? And so it tells you
Just
all that.
like to just jump in and say, I'm not sure how it works for everybody in other areas, but where I'm at, we use the MLS and we'll do like a tax search and try to pull up addresses and based on the tax information. And it's always a miss to try to target mailings using some of the MLS data streams. So this makes it so much easier because you can really get specific, like what Nick is showing you. And then you just click a button and it goes out. You don't have to deal
Yeah.
with the labels and sending like a CSV file to a printer. I mean, I actually really like this process.
Yeah, no, it's super. I love that we are able to see. And just to answer your question, if anyone's thinking, no, we cannot download this list. KW is never going to allow us to do that because they don't want us calling the do not call list on a list that they supplied for us. So they will never, ever give us the ability to download a list. And I can understand that because they'd be liable. But what's great is that this allows you to be really hyper focused with your targeting. So instead of sending it to 1,400 homes, you're sending it to like a few, like 100 or two of people who have homes that are similar to the home that you just listed or just sold. This one I would remove because it was sold for $412. Anyway, you guys get it. Now you choose standard or first class. If you're in a rush, do first class. You can send it to yourself. Let's go to next. Okay, so here's the preview that it's going to generate. You should be able to scan the QR code. I won't get a notification that you scanned it until the postcard gets shipped. So don't worry about that. Now let's see if this is scannable. I'm going to try to open up my phone and try it. Come on.
The quality of the postcard is actually really good too.
The quality is good. I don't know what. Let's do this. View a larger preview. Oh, this will definitely work. This will definitely work. Yeah,
If
that
this one
works.
doesn't work, it's all you.
No, that works. So open up your phone and hold up your camera to that code and click the link. It worked. Let me know, guys, if that works. Type in the chat. Let me know. Yeah, isn't that sweet, Mitchell? That's super cool, right? So when that gets sent out, you'll get a phone number and a name from this phone, from the scanner, into command. And so, you know, you'll call, hi, how are you? This is Mitchell with KW, and I just wanted to follow up with you. I sent you a postcard about 49 Clark Avenue. Thanks for taking an interest in scanning the code. Did you have any questions about the home? Like, that person took the time to keep the card, open up their phone, and scan it. There's some interest there. So It's
Okay, so
pretty
because I'm
sweet.
being a dum-dum here, but you won't have their actual information unless they fill out the interested let's talk, correct?
No, they'll just scan it right here. As soon
Right,
as
but
they,
when it scans it and takes you to the landing page, how is it collecting that information?
it goes into command as a lead. It takes their phone number and puts it into command.
If they fill out the interested let's
No,
talk,
just with the scan.
I know, I'm saying they have that opportunity and then that is a whole separate lead, which would.
That's
still-
a
what-
different,
Sneakery is this. So if I scan a QR code on a piece of mail, expect that they're getting my phone number based off
no,
of
not
my
always.
information?
Just depends on the type of, it depends on the technology they're using.
I mean, I would say.
Interesting.
that's-
Okay, so based on this type of QR code though, literally as soon as they scan it,
I mean,
You
I
don't
don't
get
know
the
how,
number
I
with-
don't know how quickly, but I'm assuming rather quickly. But when they
Okay.
scan it, their information is collected.
interesting. Okay.
Based on their phone service.
Right. So like, if a teenager in high school scans the code and little Sally scans the code with her iPhone, it's probably going to be her dad, Joe, whose name the phone number, whose name the cell service is in, right?
And the same applies for if you have like a spouse.
Right.
significant other,
That's
you
why I
just-
wouldn't use a name. I would
Right.
just say, hi, this is, Elise with Keller Williams. You know what, Marie? That's a good question. Does it give you their phone number only? I don't know if it only gives the phone number. It may give a name, but if it does give a name, it's going to give the name of the person who's on the cell phone contract. So that's why I would just not use a name.
So
I
when
would-
it does come to tracking, is there like a linked report that you can go to after the fact then to see how many times it's been scanned or where all of this information dumps into?
No, but I don't believe so. But you'll get their info. You'll get an alert that there was a lead that came in
Okay.
from a mailer.
Hey,
Okay.
Nick, I just scanned the code. Let us know next week if you get my information.
Oh,
Yeah,
no,
ditto.
it's not gonna, no, because I haven't mailed it out, so it hasn't activated.
Oh, I see. Okay.
So it's not gonna activate until you mail it.
Gotcha.
So, so that's that. Cool. So with this, you just send it out, you just type in your info and send it out. Now I want to show you guys how you can make this work with a Facebook post.
I have
With
a
a
quick
Facebook ad.
question.
Yeah, sure.
Do you get, so if this wasn't in your list, if it isn't your listing, do you get permission before sending out anything?
100%.
Okay.
Yeah, don't do anything without permission if it's not yours.
Okay.
Especially if you're doing print marketing that you're mailing. to
Yeah.
people. Yeah.
Yeah, but let's take a look at how this looks. It's very nice looking.
Yeah. I
It
love
it
this
looks
template.
really good. Don't you guys think? I think it looks great. And people just know what to do with this on the back. You know what I mean? To just do it.
That's one thing I'll say, interesting from COVID, because QR codes were kind of on their way out and everyone was like, it's annoying. And I found that people weren't really using them. And now it's like commonplace everywhere, restaurants.
So
everywhere.
thank you, COVID, for bringing back.
Bringing
the
back
QR
QR
code.
codes.
I mean, if there was one good thing that came out of it, it's menus on a
Yeah.
QR code. So you don't have to touch anything. The QR code inventor is thanking everybody. No, but that is true. And a big old QR code like on a for sale sign. I've just seen for sale signs with just a giant QR code on it. So people can scan it from their car. It says for sale and it's just like this giant 3-foot QR code. It's pretty cool. Okay. So I want to show you guys how you could do this and target the same people and other people at the same time, but at least you know you're going to get in front of these people with a Facebook post. So I'm going to go into, let me open up command over here. I'm going to go into campaigns again. And this is the strategy. This is the strategy that comes along with it. So I'm going to create the campaign. I'm going to do a social ad. And we'll advertise listing, Facebook, and continue. Now we want to find that property again. select. Okay, so I'm not gonna go through the entire thing. I'm just gonna scroll down here to Facebook settings and targeting. Okay. So let's go down to use custom settings for targeting. And so it says Bloomfield, New Jersey, but the neighborhood is Broughton Avenue. And so I can start, it doesn't only target Broughton Avenue, so it's not a fair housing violation. But what happens is when I choose Broughton Avenue as the neighborhood to target, Facebook will put a pin right in the middle of this neighborhood, as opposed to putting a pin in the middle of the town as a whole. And then whatever radius I decide to go out, 25 miles, it'll be 25 miles from that neighborhood and not the town. So you'll be assured that anyone who has a Facebook account and lives in this neighborhood will see your ad. So what I also suggest is to do something like this. Here, let me find here to do something like this. Check this out. I'm gonna take a screenshot of this image here. This is the PDF version. So I'm gonna take a screenshot of this. I'm gonna download it. Then I'm gonna come over here. Oops, that's not it. I have too many things open. I'm gonna come over here, and for the media, I'm going to use the image from the postcard and let's just make sure that it is matched up right. So I'm going to use this image right here in my Facebook ad because it's the same exact image on the postcard. So I want to create that brand awareness. I want that similarity, that like, you know, oh, I just got this postcard in the mail and now I'm seeing this campaign on Facebook that's exactly the same. So that's a strategy that you guys can use when you're targeting a Facebook ad and doing a mailer to the same neighborhood. So Maria's asking what I use for screenshot. So if you have Chrome, just go into the Chrome store and look up Awesome Screenshot. That's what it's called. Awesome Screenshot. And it installs on your browser. It's super easy to use. So what do you guys think about that strategy? That's pretty cool, right? Let me know what you guys think about that.
Nick, did you do a social post or social ad?
No, I did a social paid ad. That was be a paid ad. Because you have to target the neighborhood as if you're targeting the town. So that you can only do that with a social paid ad. But it's great because you can target, you can put that invisible pin right in the middle of that neighborhood. So when it goes out in that radius, it's going out 25 miles from that neighborhood, not just the town itself. So you can know that the people in that little corner of the world are going to see your ad, along with other people too. But, you know.
And to elaborate a little bit, Nick, did you answer Candace's question? I'm sorry.
I don't know if I did.
Okay, so I didn't hear you. So
Candace, I'll let you answer, but let me just read it. When we create a landing page for our listing, if we're not using QR code yet, when someone clicks on the link, does it automatically save their info?
So no, what in the case where you're not using the QR code that has like the scan, basically phone number capture that the postcard one does, they can go and use the QR code and they will go to the landing page, their information will not be captured unless they fill out the landing page information. If you use that landing page on a Facebook campaign, when they click on learn more, they generally are getting captured as a lead, regardless if they fill out information on the landing page. But if you're just using a QR code to a landing page separate from outside of the campaigns, then no, they're just going to go to a website where, you know, ideally you have some type of incentive for them to put their information and sign
Yeah,
up.
and another piece of strategy for you guys, if you're doing the Facebook ad too, and you're targeting the neighborhood, when you get a lead, go to the tax records and look that name up and see if they live in that neighborhood. If they do, boom, that's a hand raiser right there. That's someone you want to call immediately.
Yeah, definitely. And also when the leads are coming in, regardless of where they're coming from, whether it's a mailing, landing page, a Facebook campaign, one thing that is nice is in the timeline for your contact, it will tell you exactly what campaign or page or mailer that lead came from. From there, you probably want to add a tag just to keep them organized.
Yeah, for sure. Marie, just to reiterate, because her question is one that I talked about, but just to reiterate, Marie, when you're targeting the neighborhood on Facebook, it is targeting that neighborhood, but also a 25-mile radius or a 30-mile radius or whatever radius you decide to target. The only difference is that it's starting in the middle of that neighborhood and not in the middle of the town itself. Does that make sense?
Yeah, so like if it could go 25 miles in any direction. So rather than starting in the middle of a town, which usually covers the whole town, in this case, you're probably getting it to be a little bit more accurate because Bloomfield, where the example Nick was showing, it's a great example because that side of town has a lot more in common with the towns next to it than it does
Oh,
the
that's
other side
true.
of Bloomfield. So you're getting a radius 25 miles around that neighborhood. That could include 4 different towns.
Yeah, New Jersey is weird like that, but it does because Nutley is a similar price point. Yeah, so New Jersey is very densely populated, but most of the world is not, so you wouldn't have that problem.
I'm
but
not here for the NJ shade.
I'm from New Jersey. I'm not throwing shade. I'm just saying, you know, New Jersey is in a class by itself. You know what I mean? We don't pump gas, we pump our fists.
Good one.
Nobody thinks that's funny, Elise. I think they're just afraid to laugh. Okay. So Carmen wants to know, do I have success with attracting listings or the leads significantly smaller? The goal in terms of choosing attract listings or attract buyers does nothing for your targeting. It just allows you to know what your goal was, right? If your goal is to attract buyers, that's what you choose. If it's just to advertise a listing, that's what you choose. I mean, I don't see any case where a goal wouldn't be to attract buyers, but it really doesn't matter. It doesn't have anything to do with your targeting, if that's what your question is, which I think it is.
And I'll just say to Nick's point, and I have a class of his that I'm going to link in the chat for strategies on social media. It's the content, like not the goal. So if you want to attract a listing, what are you sending out that is going to want people are going to want to work with you? A lot of times it's the branding, it's the design, it's the quality. If you send something out that looks great and clean and, you know, impressive, the people who get that, you know, maybe they're wanting to work with you as a listing agent. You're not necessarily always going after buyers. If you're just sending out information that is only stats or price points for buyers, then you're going to get more buyer leads. So it's really just thinking about the content. And I always say, like, you don't necessarily have to have a degree in marketing I like to think of it as like, what would draw my attention? What would make me want to work with a real estate agent if I got a postcard in the mail or I saw something on Facebook? What phrase or what, you know, style is what you're going for and who you want to attract.
Yeah, and you're lucky that the people that designed those postcards probably do have degrees in marketing. So, you know, that's a good thing, at least. You don't have to have one because somebody else designed it who probably does. But that's good. A good point, though. Like, is this something that I would like, or was this something that I would click on? Or is this something that I would pick up and look at? You know? Cool, cool, cool. If there's no more questions, this one is a quickie. So maybe just for a few minutes, you guys can just ask like any old question. It doesn't have to necessarily be about today's class. Anybody? If there's
I'll
not,
ask one.
oh, okay.
Sorry. Quick question on the smart plans again, and I know I'm sure this has been answered, but I'm just forgetting. We can't do like if we were trying to like send out to our database, like for instance, we're doing like a team Santa event. And if we want to send out like a reminder and include the like the Facebook event or something like that, is there a good way to do that through like a smart plan or through like the Twilio texting and stuff like that? So it's coming from our business line to re-promote it like directly to our database.
Yeah, I mean, everything that you said you could do.
So you
right?
can
Like-
take, and just link it in the text message just as a
Yeah,
text link. Okay.
just link it in the text message. Or do a paid ad to your database,
Okay.
right?
Can
Do
you
know how to
do pictures or videos yet through the smart plans? Or is that coming down the
So
line?
you can't do it through the smart plans, but you could do it through you can't do a video. But you can do a photo, but you can't do a photo through a smart plan. You can do a photo through a bulk text. So
Okay.
like if you wanted to text, 25 people at once, you would select them all and then
then
bulk
just do the
text
send
and then
message.
upload the photo
Gotcha.
or the link or both. And then I would also do a targeted ad to your database through Facebook with command. Do you know how to do that?
I mean, I'm assuming it's similar to what you just did, but on
Yeah.
the,
I'll just show you quickly because everyone should know
Perfect.
how to do this anyway. So let's say I want my database to see this campaign. All right. Instead of when I get to Facebook settings, instead of targeting a custom audience with which is people I don't know, I'm going to click target my database, unclick target a custom audience. And then I want to create a new audience. And I can target it by tags or by neighborhoods. Neighborhoods, if you're going to target by neighborhoods, you have to have a lot of people with neighborhoods, right? So it's usually tags is the best. So let's say I have a tag called Bloomfield, New Jersey, and I want to get in front of those people. Okay. But let's say for you, it's like sphere of influence. You can use multiple tags. Let's say New Jersey is a tag I want to use. And let's say I want to use Montclair as a tag. So this is a town, 2 towns and a state. I'm going to name this. I'm just going to name it testing. 1, 2, 3 and create. So it's going through my database and it's collecting all the names with people who have tags with Bloomfield, New Jersey, and Montclair. And then when I click select, there's 152 people who have those tags. So if I choose that list, those 152 people are the only ones that are actually going to see that in their Facebook timeline.
cool.
That's how you do it.
Awesome.
And
Thank you.
Elise, if you wouldn't mind, I have a video for that.
Triggers?
No.
Oh, tag
How
it.
to
Oh,
target
targeting. Okay.
She's just so good at that.
Searching
like,
your
mhm,
YouTube
mhm,
channel. That's a skill.
I'm pretty sure that most of the views on my channel are from Elise searching for the videos. I'm pretty sure
Um,
that's
Jose, you have a question?
Yeah, when you were on that previous screen, Nick, you used the targeting Facebook or the custom audience and you gave it a street name. And so I'm in Central California and our streets go the width of the entire city. So are you
I
able
gave
to,
it a
like,
neighborhood.
Oh, you
Oh.
needed a neighborhood.
What do you mean specifically? So
Well,
like when I did,
Go back to where you did the custom, target custom audience. And then you put, was it Brockton Avenue?
yeah, this is the neighborhood.
Oh, okay, that's the
That's the neighborhood that the house is in. Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay, got it. Perfect.
Yep.
Thanks for clarifying.
No problem. Cool. All right, guys. Well, awesome. This is one of my favorites to do. So Elise just posted that and I'll also post these in the Discord channel too, but Elise just posted them in the chat. So just grab the link and save them. But that last link was how to retarget your database on Facebook. And there's one on smart plans and there's
I
one.
can, I'll post these in the Discord.
Are you in the Discord
I am.
for this?
You have more than one Discord?
Yes.
Nick,
I'll add you to it, Elise.
I feel left out.
No, well, now I have to add you because you're going to be on the calls
I'm
for like the
just
next
kidding,
month.
I'm just kidding. I'm
Well, you
just-
have to
I'm
friend
just
me on
filling in for
Discord.
Leslie.
You have to friend me on Discord and then I'll add you to that chat.
Okay.
All right, guys, have an awesome day. Let me know if there's anything you need. Okay. See you guys later.